All right, welcome everyone to another GoDaddy Pro meetup. My name is Marcus Burnett. Hope everyone's had a good week so far. Thanks for joining us here today. Today, I have the pleasure of having a guest on to talk to you about ways you can improve e-commerce engagement to sell more, which is ultimately what any of us want to do with our e-commerce stores or our clients' e-commerce stores. So I'm looking forward to hearing a bit more about that. Our guest today is Erez Hadas Sonnenschein, who is the founder of TopSoft, creators of Smartarget. Is that correct?
That's wonderfully correct.
Awesome. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Pretty good. I know that it's a little bit later your time. Thanks for staying up and joining me today to chat a bit. Why don't you tell the folks that are hanging out with us a little bit more about yourself before I hand the things over to you?
So first of all, indeed, I'm located in Berlin, Germany, which is nighttime here. So you get kind of the smart target after dark experience. um, yeah, so I'm the co-founder of Smart Target, um, and that we created 3 years ago, and we are here to help e-commerce websites to sell more, to have a better user engagement. We are a small team, and we are feeling very fulfilled to have this. To be honest, to create a product that actually help other businesses to sell more. It's a wonderful to get feedback from customers. So I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited. I know you have a whole suite of things to offer, and I'm excited to get a glimpse at some of the different apps that you have. Before I turn it over to you, I do want to just let everyone know here that's joining us. I will get out of the way in a moment, but I will be in the background, sort of monitoring the chat. If anybody has any questions along the way, please do drop them in there. I'll be collecting those, and we'll have some time at the end for Q&A. So please don't hesitate to ask those questions in there. Also, this is being recorded, and so we will have this live on our GoDaddy Pro YouTube channel within 24 hours or so, usually, of this ending. So if you need to leave early or you want to share this with the rest of your team, that will be available to you. It'll go out in an email with to the email address that you used to register for this today, and that will be in your inbox available to you shortly. So, um, with those things out of the way, I will let you get right to it. I'm going to pop out of the way. I know that you have some things on your screen to share. So, Eris, if you share your screen, I will get out of the way for you and let you do your thing.
Yeah, sure. So let's start then. So today I would like to share with you Smart Target. It's, as I mentioned before, we are working on it for several years already. And we know that many e-commerce websites spend a lot of time and money, of course, to get the customers. You are building your website, making sure that every pixel looks good, to pick your products, your services that you sell. And sometimes it's not enough. And Smart Target is sitting in this spot that makes your customers to be a paid customer, to try to create a better engagement, to make them to do the last step to get into becoming a paid customer. So in Smart Target, we have today 30 different applications that we offer you to have on your website. I won't go over all of them, but I would like to show you a snippet of some of the most interesting applications that can actually help you to have a better engagement with your customers already today. So um, I created actually for this occasion a website on WordPress that I will be able to show you how it looks like, our application. So that will be our example website. And one of the most important things when you have a business is to offer a good customer support. Now, one of our most interesting applications is to allow your customers to contact you through WhatsApp. And we have a great application that they can contact you very easily by clicking here, and then the WhatsApp will open right away. We have different approaches. So you can see here you have multiple agents in case you have multiple types of contacts that you would like to have. Or, for example, if you just want to have one, that's also an option where customers can write the text and send it to you, or simply to open the WhatsApp right away without any pop-up like you've seen before. So we have here different types of predefined designs that we offer you. Everything is very super easy. You can just customize it and you will see how it looks like in the preview. You can choose the position of the buttons, etc., where you would like it to be on desktop and mobile. And of course, you can see here the little wave animation. You can disable it if you don't want the shake animation, and also the red dot, for example. So it's very, very easily to add. You see, I just enabled the shake animation and it's there. So you can have this, for example. And some customers by us ask us to have also a regular chat, like the old-fashioned way chat that customers can talk to them on their website. And there is a very clear reason why we are not doing this, why we're not creating such a chat. And that's important for me to clarify. Because when a customer goes to your website and they start to talk with you over a chat, you're not always available right away. If mostly you want to answer to a customer within 1 minute, there is a very good chance that you just lost a customer because they left the website. Now, some chats also allow you for the customer to leave his email and name. If you ask me, and I personally, I never leave my email and my name there because, hey, I'm not a paid customer. I don't want you to collect the information about me before I'm actually becoming your customer. And this is one of the reasons why we highly recommend to use an instant messaging, because you can always get to the customer and you can always be sure, even after 1 hour that you got back to the customer, that the customer actually got your message back and you didn't lose them. So, but let's say that WhatsApp is not enough for you. You want to offer multiple ways, because as you can see here, we have different ways that you can offer your customers to contact you through Facebook Messenger, Telegram, email, simple email, a line, etc., and even Viber in some countries that use this. But if you want to offer multiple ways, for example, so we also have this option that you can choose. For example, yeah, I want to provide through Facebook. I don't want through Skype. I don't want to through Telegram. I do want to people to contact me because I have also maybe an offline business. I have a real store and I want them to call me. So that's also an option. And then I will remove my email, my Viber, and you can see that right away the list here shrinked to just to the options that you actually picked. Again, you can choose the call to action message that you would like to show here, for example. So I would like here just to have contact us. And you can choose the colors, again, the wave animation, etc. And I will set the settings. Now, this is one of the options that you have in order to provide a very fast and reliable support for your customers, because they are coming to your website and they read the description that you left in your items, but let's face it, they have a question. Now, some of them will send you an email, but if they contact you through their WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger, etc., you can really be sure that they will get your reply when you answer them. Now, one of the things that I really like is to provide an FAQ to websites, because some of the questions are repeating themselves. And you can easily solve it by providing FAQ, questions and answers, on your website, so you save them time. So for example, you can put here a text with a link, etc. Once again, you can choose the design of the icon, how it will look like. You can put it as a tab, for example, and then even remove the text and leave it like this, for example, just a question mark, and then they will click on it and they will see it. You can again decide the positions where you would like to see it, the colors. I would remove the shake animation because I already have it here and I don't want them to get too overwhelmed. And once again, you can modify everything very easily, all the colors and the questions and the answers. So for example, you can see I can change it here to credit card and it will change right away. And if you want to have a link like here, you can simply add a link. You don't need to have any development knowledge, any development background to start using this. It's super simple, and you can have here even your telephone number that they can contact you. You have here your email, etc. You have the full ability to choose which text you would like to have. So you can actually put here all the repeated questions that you get from customers about shipping, about refunds, return policy, everything that you think and you being asked very frequently. Because let's face it, customer support takes time, it costs money, and you can reduce it by leaving an FAQ for your customers to read and learn about this. So I will keep this app here also. Now, I would like to show you some pop-ups apps that we offer. We have the regular kind of pop-up, and it's very important for me to mention that there are many solutions out there in the market that offer a very fancy, super heavy features, and we are trying to keep everything simple. There is a well-known methodology which calls KISS, keep it simple, stupid. And this is what we are sticking at in Smartarget. So our goal here is really to give you a very powerful tool that you can add applications on top of your website very easily without any developer and very quickly. So for example, here you can see that we have a pop-up that will display after 4 seconds. You can choose the image. You can also choose not to have any image at all. And we have here several predefined designs that you can choose. You can put here a text, the colors, again, a button if you would like. You can also decide that you don't want to have any button. For example, you can simply remove the text and then the user can click on the X to close the pop-up. So you don't need to have any call to action if you don't want to. If you want to send the customers to a specific page, you can add here the text and it will be visible. Once again, you can choose how often the pop-up will be visible to customers. So if you want it once a day, every 7 days, etc., or even just once and that's it. We have another pop-up, and this is pop-up forms. So if you want to collect customers' emails, so you can send a newsletter in the future, it's very easy. You can create a pop-up form, and we will collect for you the emails. You can at the end export all the emails and import them in the email newsletter application that you are using, for example, MailChimp, etc. Once again, you can choose if you would like to have the pop-up using a button, or if you would like simply to show it as a pop-up without any button. Again, we have here an option that you can choose an icon if you would like to have. You can also have an image, for example, or nothing, just a text message and an input box. You can also choose if you would like to have more fields here, not just the email. So for example, if you would like to have their name, and then you will see it right away. So all the changes that you do, as I said, are visible right away in the preview. You can save it, and then it will be added to your website. Those are the two pop-ups that we offer, and I would like to show you some more advanced applications that you can have. For example, we have the lucky wheel. This is another way to collect emails of customers by offering them discounts. So our Lucky Wheel app doesn't create the coupon code. It allows you to show coupon codes that you already created on your website, on your WooCommerce, and to show them here. Now, you can here choose simply the fields that you would like to show, that you would like to collect. So you can see here that you have also the option to choose which field is lucky and which one is not. You can decide that you don't want to have so many options and simply to reduce them. At the end, you will have the option to choose which fields the customers will need to fill in order to play the wheel. You can also choose here, once again, if it will be used with a button. So for example, I will put here, just for the example, here on the top center, and then they can click on it and it will be visible. You can also, for example, choose that you want to have like this one, so just the wheel, and then you can locate it in any of our possible positions on desktop and mobile. Once again, all the colors, you can choose that it won't have the wave animation, etc. You can also choose that the pop-up will be shown and after X amount of seconds. And if the user cancel it and close it, you can choose how often it will be visible for the user again. There is even an option, some of our customers ask for this, to show it on every page refresh and not just every few days. This is another way for you to collect emails of your customers, of your potential customers, of your, of course, paid customers, but to allow them to get a discount code for your website and then to retarget them in the future. Now, I would like to show you one more app that we offer, and this is the Reviews app. So one of the very good things that help customers to become a paid customers is the social proof that they get from other customers. So they see that other customers left a review, a feedback on your website, and it gives them more the trust in you to pay for, to put their credit card or PayPal on your website. And here we have an option to offer for customers to leave you a feedback on your website, and also for you to collect previous feedbacks and add them manually to your website. So for example, you can have here, for example, I left here, and here I put 5-star ratings and it will be visible right away. So you can actually add here, import here reviews that you got from other platforms if you have any, or if someone shared with you on email a previous review that they gave you, you can add them here. There is also an option, of course, for the customers to leave a review on your website. But here is the thing. It's very important for us that you have full control on the content on your website. So whenever a customer leaves a review on your website, it won't be visible right away, but we will send you an email, and in Smartarget, I will show you in a minute, you will have a dashboard with reports that you can actually confirm or not the review to be visible on your website. So you have full control on your website. And once again, you can choose how often customers will be able to leave a feedback, if it's once a day, etc. We do have a spam mechanism here to prevent bots from flooding, etc. But we also give you the opportunity, the option to choose how often customers will be able to leave a review. So this is another application. Now, speaking about the option for customers to get credibility, to trust you more, we have another application which is very interesting. This is the social proof, the social sales application, where we allow you to have here predefined messages. You can see this message here, for example, and to show previous customers who bought items on your WooCommerce. So you can put their name here, and then you can choose how many messages will be visible every time. So here I increase it to 3. So you can see that it jumps, and here it says Eva. So, and this name is actually here. So every time it will take a random name, and you can choose if the customer will click on it, it will go to the item page. You have full control on how often it will appear. Have you seen, as you saw, it was just automatically disappeared after X seconds. So hide the delay, it's 10 seconds currently. And then when I will do it manually, so it won't disappear. I can actually do it here only. And here, actually, you can see now Olivia, which is another name from the list. So you have the option to configure the items or sales that you have, predefined messages with images, and a list of random names. You can choose again the position. We have also a position for mobile, so it's either on the top or on the bottom. And you can choose exactly what messages will appear, how often. So customers, once they come in and they are not yet a paid customer, they can see those messages and they can understand that actually previous people bought something on your website. That's very, very good for them in order to gain more trust. And you can choose, of course, if once they click here, if it will open in the same tab or a new tab. So you have a lot of flexibility here in adding the social sales proof to your website. We have many more applications. So for example, if you would like to have a message bar with any announcement, if you have a temporary message, we have another way of showing the messages. So show it like this. It's similar idea to the message bar, but it's very visible. It takes a part of especially on mobile screens, so customers won't ignore it. It's something between the pop-up, which takes over all the screen, to the message bar, which is more invisible. So we have here the information message, which is very visible, but yet not intrusive. We have, of course, a corner ribbon, if you would like to have it. And we have also social media applications. So one of the ways to retarget customers is to get them as followers. And we have very nice applications that will show a quick message that will offer them to follow you on your social media. As you see, it disappeared. You can also make it that it won't disappear automatically again by clicking on the X, and then it will appear and it will be visible until the user left his clicked on the Instagram, on the TikTok. I will show you an Instagram in a minute, or on the X to close it. We have the same for Instagram in very colorful images, colors for Instagram. And you can actually also choose if you want to have your own colors to fit it to your website brand, etc. Of course, we have also for social media. So we have here the option. Let's say that you are active on Facebook, Instagram, and you're not active on Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest. You are YouTube, not yet, and you should. WeChat, you're also not there, and Weibo also. So you see, it disappeared right away. And we have here, and you can also choose the position where you would like it to be. You can choose. We have different types of designs. It's very nicely. Again, remember, you don't need a developer or anything. It's super simple. You can choose, for example, this design if you would like. And you see, I have here the option to show it and hide it. I can also remove this option, and then I don't have the option to hide it. You have different options here just to get more customers to follow you on your social media. Again, that I don't need to tell you. It helps you to retarget them in the future. So I will save this option also. So we have currently 3 applications. The contact us all in one, the follow us. I'm showing you just a preview now. I will show you on the website in a minute. And we have also a button builder. So if you would like to have a specific button on your website, and let me show you. So you can, for example, I will put it here just for the example. If you want to send customer to a specific page on your website with a special category that you have, or for example, you want to say new items. So if you have a category of new items and you want them to see them, and then or let's say Christmas gifts, because it's Christmas time and you want to make sure that they will see it. So you can choose here, and that's it, because already it's Christmas. And here you go. So if you want to get their attention very easily to a specific category on your website, to get more attention there, you can simply add a button which is very visible. You can see that when you scroll, it keeps there. I will show it to you in a minute. It's very, very visible, so customers doesn't miss it. So all the changes that I have done are now visible on my website. As you can see, everything is here. And for example, I will go to an internal page and it's still here. So when I scroll, it stays there. So it will be visible on all your pages very easily for customers to get your FAQ, to get the contact, and just to show you. So for example, I want to delete the FAQ. I don't want the FAQ anymore. And I want to have, for example, the message bar. I will put it on here on the bottom. No, on the bottom. It will disturb. Yeah, I will put it here. And of course, you can put any message that you want. And I will click on save. And then I want to update here my number, for example, on Facebook or on the phone. So I will add here another one, and I will save it. So of course here that my WordPress admin bar over this, but you can see here that it appeared, and here the FAQ disappeared. So, and I didn't change any code on the website. So, and this is maybe a good time to speak about the integration. So there are 2 ways how to integrate Smartarget on your website. The first option is to add our integration code, just 1 line of JavaScript that you add to your head or before or to your footer, and that's it. You just add our code once, and every change that you want to do, you simply go to the Smartarget dashboard and you make the changes here. No code changes at all. That's it. Also, we have a plugin. So you can install our WordPress plugin and you will have it right away on your website. Here is my admin. You can see I have the WordPress here installed. I have our plugin installed. And you can simply configure the applications. You have here all the applications that I just mentioned, and you can simply add them. So those are the 2 ways that you can add the integration. A few more questions that we are often being asked. So some of the customers use WooCommerce and Elementor, for example. No problem at all. It works. Just perfect. It works. It's very important to understand Smartarget ads with the JavaScript snippet JavaScript that you saw. We are just adding a single line, and it's actually an extra layer on your website where we add all the applications. So it doesn't interfere with them with your current website. You just come on top of it. So it works with any combination that you would use with your WordPress. We have a lot of customers who speaks Arabic and Hebrew. So Smartarget is fully support with right to left languages. So if you are worried that your website is right to left, no worries, it works. One important point, we provide reports. So we check the clicks that customers are doing, and then we report you how many clicks were done from mobile and how many from desktop computers. We will also show you how many clicks were on each app and what are the top leading pages that brought you those clicks, so you can actually know what are the most pages that customers tend to interact with Smartarget applications. In case you are using one of our Lucky Wheel contact forms or reviews, you will see here the data that incoming, and if you would like to download it to export it and import it somewhere else, no problem. One click here, and you get it. But and we have a report where you can see along the time how many clicks you had every day on the applications. It's very important to understand. We don't collect any information about your customers at all. So we simply not. We are very careful with privacy. So no data collection, because we know that some companies does that. Not our thing. So and now the big questions, of course, that I'm sure that you all are wondering. So great, I want to use Smartarget. I'm sure that this is what you are currently thinking about, but how much does it cost? So first of all, we have a free plan. Our free plan shows the application just on the homepage. It doesn't cost anything, and unlimited traffic. So if you just started and you don't have budget, you just want to try something, no problem. Take Smartarget for free, use it, no worries. If you want to show the applications on all pages, which, by the way, we give our Smartarget Pro, which is the paid version, we give it for the first 2 weeks, we give it for free. So we get it to show on all your pages for the first 2 weeks. Just use it. The Smartarget Pro that shows the applications on all the pages costs $750 per month or $75 per year. It includes all our applications. So we know that typically products like Smartarget charge you per the traffic that you have or the customers' interactions that you have, etc. Not in our case. So you know exactly what you pay every month or every year. No worries, no surprising charges and stuff like this. You can have on Christmas time, end of the year, or a single day, you can have a peak in your traffic. No problem. You will the amount that you will pay remains the same. We have a flat fee. That's it. No other secret payments. If you want to cancel, you can cancel at any time. No problem. No questions asked. You can simply cancel it from the Smartarget dashboard. That will be all. Marcus, if there are any questions, I would be glad to answer.
Hey, sorry about that. Took me a second to get back on. I know in the WordPress world that what you covered is probably about a dozen different plugins that are all available in one place, and I think that that is one of the biggest selling points of this whole thing is that you have all these tools bundled in one place, and you don't have to pick and choose different pieces of different plugins. Alex Richardson in the chat asked, does it work with GoDaddy's website builder? Which I think I have an answer for, but my overarching question for you from that is, you showed us a lot of this inside of a WordPress site, but what platforms is this available for?
Okay, so unfortunately, with GoDaddy websites, it's not possible because there is no option to add a third-party code to GoDaddy websites. Um, as long, I would say that Smartarget works on every platform that simply allow you to add um, an embed code, not an embed code, but a code, a snippet of code into your website, which is not tied into a frame like GoDaddy website does allow this, but but then our applications will be just visible in this small embedded area. So it's not the case. If you are connected to Google Tag Manager somehow, then you can add through Google Tag Manager. But unfortunately, on at the moment, it's not possible.
Yeah, that's kind of what I saw. I'm more on the WordPress side of things here on GoDaddy, not the website builder as much. I did see that there is a custom code block, but it doesn't persist across pages. So if you wanted to add that, you would have to add it to every single page for it to show up on each of those
Exactly.
pages. But I like what you mentioned there with the Google Tag Manager, right? Because that's a way that, a lot of times that's sort of offered as this other layer that allows you to add scripts, and so that would be a place that you would be able to add this. And just to be clear, that's not just WordPress sites, right? And I saw some of these on your integrations page, right? You've got Shopify, you've got Wix, you've got
Exactly.
BigCommerce. Pretty much any site, doesn't have to be a WordPress site. Any site that you can add a snippet of JavaScript to, you can add the Smart Target suite of tools to as well.
Exactly. So if someone is using we have, of course, official applications like we have the WordPress plugin. We have official applications also on Wix and others. So you can find them and add them even without adding the code manually. But as long as you have the possibility to add the code manually, no problem at all.
Yeah, I liked seeing within the WordPress plugin where you can then also manage a lot of your app settings and all of that through the WordPress interface. That keeps you from having to jump back and forth maybe as much between your site and the site for Smart Target to set things up. You have an administrative interface then within WordPress to be able to handle that.
Exactly.
Um, one of the things that see sometimes is you get this kind of overload of buttons and stuff on screen. Is there, like, how many apps do people usually use at the same time? There has to be some level of restraint, I would imagine, to not just go overboard and use all of the apps.
So I would say the average is around 2.5
Okay.
applications because it really depends on the application. So, for example, when you use the message bar and you are not putting it as sticky, but just on the top, and then the user scroll, they don't see the message bar anymore.
Hmm.
So it doesn't take any space from the screen. It just adds another element on the website, and then the customers can use, of course, a contact, one of our contact applications, and another one, for example, for a pop-up. So I would say the average is between 2 to 3 for using the applications and make it not too crowded. I would say it's also very important always. Something that I see very often is that customers, of course, make the setup on their desktop computer, but they don't check their mobile.
Hmm.
And it's very important to do so because it's a different view. It could take too much space sometimes, and you need to make sure that it doesn't.
Yeah,
So
and it looked like within the platform there that you had little toggle buttons to be able to switch back and forth between a desktop view and a mobile view. Is that true?
yeah, exactly. So there is an option to see, but I always recommend check also your website after the setup of the application. Look at it. But that's general feedback that I must say for any for
Yeah.
anyone who makes changes on his website. Check it. Clean your cache.
Yeah.
I see. I must say, as a side note, I see many quite often customers who use our applications, making changes on their website, but then they forget that they have a very cookie agreement, GDPR, and stuff like this message which take over the website, and then it's clashing with other elements. So
Yeah.
always clear your cache cookies and check your website after any changes. Also, when you're using Smartarget.
Yeah, that's great advice across the board. You talked a little bit about how you don't need to be able to code anything to use these, which I think is also huge. My question is, though, are there some features that maybe people could further enhance if they do have a little bit of coding knowledge, programming knowledge? The example that comes to mind for me might be like a space for custom CSS if you wanted to specifically style some things. Is that possible currently?
Definitely, definitely. We do have advanced customers who manipulate our CSS on their website, adding that's an amazing question. That they're adding a snippet of they ask us, how can I manipulate what CSS styles I should mention to take over? So yes, it's definitely possible to manipulate the CSS by adding this to your website.
Okay, so it just gets directly added to the website, and then because it's, all part of the same site, it'll look at those custom styles. Very cool.
Exactly.
Um, the other question I had is that you showed about email sign up and being able to enter in email information and stuff. Do you have any integrations currently with any of the email providers like MailChimp or Constant Contact so that those emails, what happens to those emails if somebody says, I want to subscribe to your newsletter, puts in their name and email address, where does that information go?
So it comes to our report section. We don't have an official integration with any email platform. There's I know that Mailchimp is. I'm using Mailchimp by myself, but uh, there are so many other like Mailgun and others that offer, and therefore we simply allow to export the information. So it's the most easy solution, so people can just export the information and do whatever they want with this. So it's their information. We are very, very into data privacy. So um, they can simply export it and import it wherever they want. That's why we support CSP. So it's easy. And yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome. The one thing that comes to mind there is the potential for maybe like an integration with Zapier or something where then you could push that to Zapier and then Zapier could deal with all of the
that's
different
definitely,
potential integrations with different messaging platforms.
that's also an option actually that we're working on. It will come soon. But yeah, definitely.
Perfect. Which actually leads me to my final question, and that is, what does the future of Smart Target look like? Anything's on the roadmap that you can share that you're particularly excited about?
Oh, first we are going to get Smartarget in official partnership uh, with more platform around the world. We are active on different countries. I must say that I think that we have today a customer in at least one customer in every country in the world. So we cover the earth.
Yeah.
uh, but so we are going to bring because of the questions if it works on other platforms, etc. Although it's very easy to integrate smart target almost on every website platform, we are working on more integrations with other platforms. So this is upcoming. But yeah, we're actually going to bring stories to websites. So like TikTok and Instagram stories.
Hmm.
Uh, we are going to bring this feature to not the stories that you have on Instagram and TikTok, but your own website stories that you want to create more um, gamification with the customer. So that's coming very, very, very soon.
Nice. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to continue to see the progress, continue to see the different apps that are getting added. I think, like I said before, this is a whole bunch of different, I'm in the WordPress space, a whole bunch of different WordPress plugins all kind of rolled into one and not having to figure out, which one should I go with? Is it going to, if I get 2 or 3 different ones, are they going to conflict with each other? You don't have to worry about any of that this way. There's no conflict. It's all built in the same system. It works on any platform. I think what you've built here is a really great addition to any site, any e-commerce site, and I'm thankful that you were able to come on and talk to us a little bit about it.
Thank you. And I will like to add on this that we had a previous discussions that if how many plugins someone should have on his website, etc. If they don't want to use our plugin because they want to have less plugins, if they want to integrate through Google Tag Manager and stuff like this, it's
Hmm.
possible. So here we are not just reducing the other amount of plugins that someone needs to use. We simply really reducing it completely. So thanks for having us here today. It was
Yeah,
also a pleasure.
I love that. Thanks. Um, Before we go, I just want to let folks know that we do have an event next week that is called Digital Payment Transformation Growing Your Business. So, kind of keeping with the e commerce theme, we're going to be talking a little bit about payments and payment processing and choosing payment processors and all of that. That is next Wednesday, same time, same place. To register for that or check out any future events, go to events.godaddy.com. And we'll also have the replays for past events there. And this one will be there as soon as we have it uploaded to our YouTube channel as well. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Eris, for joining us as well. And yeah, I hope everyone has a great week.
Thanks. Have a nice week.
Bye, everyone.